Peace and light and greetings. How's everybody doing? I'm actually doing this particular topic on my personal timeline. It's going to be transferred over to my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast. Okay, so I am doing this on behalf of my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast. Welcome, 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 everyone. Just because you don't see my face doesn't mean that you can't tune in and listen. I just really don't feel like, to be quite honest, showing my face. I just want to chill out, as I've pretty much been doing over the weekend, just coming down. As many of you know, I had posted up a few days ago about my mom being in the hospital. She had fractured her hip. Up to date, she is still in the hospital. However, she had the surgery on the 6th. And it went well. So all blessings and all praises due to that. And I appreciate those that were genuine, that sent me comments, wishing well wishes and positive vibes and energy and all of that good stuff. So I want to speak about this topic that I feel like my intuition said, just talk about it on your personal page. Okay, I feel like people need to hear this as well as I need to hear this myself. So, Donna, I'm probably saying your name wrong. Donna St. Louis, if I am, I do apologize. Thank you for, let me wave at you real quick. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Please know that this will be available for replay, not only on my personal page, but if you go over to my Aisha Speaks page, you can hear this replay as well. So let me just kind of jump right into it. Okay. And I'm doing this live audio for today, which is Sunday, February the 10th, 2019. So what I want to speak on is 4 ways you can deprioritizing your needs that you might not even realize. So 4 ways you're deprioritizing your needs. And you might not, maybe you do, but you might not even realize that you're even doing it. So these are little habits that might be getting in your own way. Okay, so if it's hitting the nerve, good, then that means that you need to work on it. Okay, because we can sit around all day and say the same shit over and over again. But if we don't, and I'm including myself because I like to be transparent and I like to speak from experience. If we keep talking about or keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to live a life of not being happy and you will not fulfill your goals. That's just the bottom line of it. We have to do self-love or tough love on ourselves. Okay, because listen, life is not waiting for us. Again, I include myself. Life is not waiting for us. We're already in February, and probably in a couple of weeks, we're going to be heading into March already. So we need to just do what we need to do in order to get to where we need to, even through the challenges and the difficulties. Okay, so let me just start. So as burnout becomes increasingly common among employees, small business owners or business owners, entrepreneurs, parents, students, and pretty much everyday demographic you can think of, it's important to embrace self-care and self-prioritization. Now more than ever. At times, burnout can seem unavoidable. I get it. Your new promotion might be feeling overwhelming. Perhaps you started a new business. You might be overwhelmed about that. You might be fearful that it's not going to be as successful as you want it to be. Or you have some people who might, who become successful and they're afraid or fearful of that success. Or you can fall into the habit of comparing your successes to those of your coworkers and friends or other business owners. Maybe it's the constant pressures of, I don't know, motherhood, fatherhood, your parents, Whoever, relationships, right? Just relationships in general, causing you to overthink your every move, or perhaps the chaotic environment of college has left you feeling exhausted. Like whatever it looks like for you. Those were just some examples. Hi, Felicia Dawson. Appreciate you. Waving to you as well. So no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, burnout is not only something to be aware of, but also something that can be avoided. Making yourself a priority. Let me say that again. Making yourself a priority is instrumental in overcoming the physical and mental toils of burnout. But it's easy to get into habits that don't necessarily put you at the top of your own priority list. So here's how you can correct that. And I hope that what I speak on, if you're not already doing it already, perhaps you may take into consideration some of these tips. So the first one would be, you're putting others' needs before your own. Oh, who has ever experienced that? I have. You can't see me, but trust me when I tell you I have. You're putting others' needs before your own. Oftentimes, caring for others is seen as a way to care for oneself. There is nothing wrong with valuing the wants and needs of the ones you love, and even making sacrifices for them. However, those sacrifices shouldn't get in the way of your own well-being. We can start to make sacrifices that have a negative impact on ourselves and our loved ones. When we fill our time with responsibilities and constantly prioritize the needs of others over our own, we can drain ourselves of energy and desire. If we are kind to ourselves and considerate of our own needs, we are more likely to show up fully for the people to whom we extend ourselves. Finding a healthy balance between your passions and obligations and those of others is less likely to result in burnout and more likely to give you the time and enthusiasm to be there for yourself and your family and friends. So again, it's not stepping on no particular people's toes. This is one of those tough love, even for me, that I just felt like my intuition said, let me get on my own personal timeline, because I feel like in general, people are doing so much for everybody else, right? That you're not taking the time out for yourself. You're putting your own wants and desires on hold. And again, I'm not saying do not, deal with your family, your loved ones, or even close friends with supporting or helping them. But damn, you need to take care of yourself too, because how can you be fully functionable, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually for anybody else when you're not doing that for yourself? So it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay for that self-care. It's even okay to be a little selfish. It's okay. It's all right. It's you. No one is going to treat you better than you do. So that's just a friendly reminder. The next is you're saying yes to things you don't want to do. How many of you have done that or are doing that right now? I definitely have been there. And still a little there. I'm going to be honest with you. So let's face it. Saying no can be awkward and intimidating, right? I know you guys have probably said yes before, knowing that you don't even want to do it. However, it can be awkward and intimidating. So we don't have to be in that position to always say yes when we really don't want to do it. So before I go on, hey, Stephanie, what's going on? I'm going to wave to you as well. So again, saying no can be awkward and intimidating. Saying yes to things you don't want to do can feel like the right decision, but it can also result in frustration or feeling like you're stretching yourself too thin. So according to the American Psychological Association, that most people face difficulties when turning down requests for a variety of reasons. So as young children and teens, we have had, quote unquote, no drummed out of us. We're taught to do what our parents say and what authority figures tell us, right? We do that. So in addition, people often believe saying yes will help them avoid confrontation because most of us don't like confrontation. So we just go ahead and say yes and we do it. Others, they have no problem with saying, I'm not going to do it and leave it as is. So saying yes, again, avoids confrontations a lot of times and the appearance that they are selfish, uncaring, or lazy. Students especially might be under pressure to say yes because they believe they have to appease. Why can I not stand that word appease? That they have to appease their advisors and professors. Yeah, so it makes me think about me being at work. When someone else wants me, like my manager, something was going on that had nothing to do with me, but she comes back to me and says, well, we have to appease them. Appease them to hell for what? Let them be accountable. They're grown. Why can't they be accountable for their actions? Why am I taking something that I clearly had nothing to do with, but you want to bring me in to appease them? And like, it's almost like, I don't want to say stroking their ego, but maybe stroking their ego, or like, I can't think of the word right now, but they're grown men. There should not have been no way to appease them. And I didn't appease them. Like, you're going to take responsibility for something that you didn't do. And like, for me, I have to take responsibility in life if I did something wrong. Right? I have to do that. So yeah, that appease word kind of is a little bit of a trigger. You guys probably don't understand me. So to avoid getting on what like we call, or what they call, a yes treadmill, think about the benefits of saying yes. Would the decision help you in any way, or would you end up sacrificing a component of your well-being? And I feel like when I have to appease people, or the way that my brain is set up, that I'm kissing your ass, right? That's a little bit of a trigger for me. Because I've been there, done that. I'll say yes, 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 yes. And then as I've gotten older and just life moves forward, I'm like, these jobs, or just people, for me, a lot of times people that I'm really close to, and I say that yes, knowing that I really may not want to do it, that's an issue, or that has been an issue. So you just have to be, You have to be consistent, for a better word. I can't think of it. I thought of it earlier. You have to put your foot down. If you're going to say yes, then stick to that yes. If you're going to say no, then stick to that no. Okay. I know it may be hard for a lot of people. Okay. Because a lot of people want people to not be pissed off or mad at them. They want people to like them, so they don't say no, or whatever their reasons are, and there's no judgment here. But at the end of the day, they're doing a lot of complaining, or they're angry, or they're depressed, or they're frustrated, and anxiety and all of that. So be consistent with what you say. Yes, sorry. So again, would the decision help you in any way, or would you end up sacrificing a component of your well-being? If saying yes will lead to added stress or take away energy you need to dedicate to another task, it's time to take a deep breath and practice the art of saying no. Our next is, you're disguising unhealthy or unhelpful habits as coping mechanisms. Again, you're disguising unhealthy or unhelpful habits as coping mechanisms. I don't have the best coping mechanisms. I used to, but I'm working on it. So each of us has our own ways of coping with stress and burnout that are particular to our needs and personalities. Some might find shopping to be a good experience, while others might prefer to stay in to unwind from a long day. No matter how you decide to eliminate stress, make sure you don't create a habit that leads to even more stressors in the long run. So if you decide to embrace a little retail therapy, make sure it won't leave you in debt, because a lot of people, how they deal with it, they eat, they shop, they have sex, they do all different types of things, right? So however it is, just make sure at the end of the day, it's not a negative thing towards you. So again, making sure that you're not in debt or lead to a cluttered home environment. When considering one's broader financial context, studies have shown that more debt can lead to a higher perceived stress and depression, as well as worse self-reported general health, right? Because it all connects together. Your physical, your emotional, your mental, your financial, your spiritual. To me, it all connects. And when one is off, can't speak for you guys, but when one is off for me, it's all the hell thrown off, okay? So it needs to have the best balance possible. Clutter, too, can have a negative impact on one's sense of home and well-being. I've said before, when I am unorganized or feeling cluttered, anxiety gets high. I am not the best me. So don't let your hours of staying in and watching your favorite series keep you up all night either, as insufficient sleep. Another very important one. When you have insufficient sleep, again, don't know how you guys are set up. The way I'm set up, when I don't get enough sleep, it may not be the best me. And to be honest, sad to say, unless I'm really sick or in pain, that's pretty much the only time I get sleep, which I am working on that to do better. I pretty much get an average of maybe 4 to 5, and studies show you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. I'm not going to lie, I don't get that. But I have been working on some strategies to incorporate more of a better sleep, right? And what else you don't want to do is go to bed pissed off or angry or mad about whatever it is, okay? You want to kind of clear that conscience. And so when you wake up, you want to give thanks and appreciation, however that looks like for you. So again, insufficient sleep has shown to be a risk factor for burnout. This is not to say that you should give up things that bring you happiness and relaxation. Instead, you should monitor your habits and learn to enjoy things in moderation. And last, you're not enjoying free time. Okay, you're not enjoying free time. So free time is a blessing and a curse. Some of us simply don't know what to do with it. Like myself, I feel like I always have to be doing something. Like I don't like to sit still. And sometimes I really need to sit down. And when I don't listen to my body definitely sits me down. I have to be honest, because I'm just on the run. My brain just being overload of overthinking. So I'm just trying to do things. Do. Run. Right? I'm burning myself out. And again, my body lets me know. So that's another thing that I've been learning slowly to listen to. So, again, always wanting to be on the go. And if you're not, it feels wrong. Yes, for me, I can definitely say when I have to sit still, I'm like, it feels strange to me. I have to be honest. It feels strange when I have to actually like slow it down. And plus, coming from up north, I'm just accustomed to moving, just moving. And since I've been down south, I have slowed down, but it just feels strange. But I'm also Like I said, I'm learning slowly to start listening to myself. Not that I can't enjoy the things that I do, but again, learning how to do them in moderation. So while it's easy to give into the concept of hustle culture, all work and no play can have a negative impact on your well-being. And we all know, and if you don't know, our well-being is number one for us. It's number one for me. Well-being, okay? Making an effort to incorporate simple therapeutic lifestyle changes. That doesn't mean that you can't do it on your own, because you can, because our internet is very resourceful. So if you can't afford therapy, counselors, things to that extent, you can certainly do some simple lifestyle changes right in the comfort of your own place, such as meditation, doing some yoga, spending time outside. That nature thing is a wonderful tool. Spending some time in nature, the outside. Water. Water is very calming for me. Whatever that might look like for you, you can incorporate that into your daily routine, and it can improve your mental health, your physical health, as well as your self-esteem. So that was really brief for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed what I was saying. Let me know if you did. I would appreciate it. Also, if you have strategies that you do to work on your own, not only your own self-esteem, your well-being, and your self-care, certainly leave that and let me know, and let the listeners know how that's worked for you. Okay. You don't always, good, bad, or indifferent. It's fine. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. The replay will be available shortly after. Again, please, your well-being, your self-esteem, your self-care, your self-love, your self-respect, your self-worth is all very important. You are very important. You start that lifeline with you. No one else will treat you or do to you what you do for yourself. Like, you have to, it has to start with you, and it has to start internally. And if you're getting on your own, if you're getting on your own nerves, then maybe you need to re-examine yourself, like push that reset button and find other strategies on how you can be more productive in whatever that is, how you can be more successful in whatever that is. Because contrary, really nobody owes us anything. And challenge that negativity into something, turn it into something positive, and don't get stuck in the mindset with the woe is me all the time, because you don't have to. Okay. And I know it's small changes, but start it. That's the first step. Like, start it. Like Nike says, just go for it. Just do it, or just go for it. Okay. So thanks, guys. You can find me on social media. I am on Facebook, of course, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel. You can find me all under Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel, which you can go to and subscribe by hitting that thumbnail, as well as hit the notification bell for all alerts. My other platforms, you can join and or like, share it, share my page, share my videos. Let's support each other. Let's create our happiness. Let's create our greatness. Let's focus on us as well. Let's create those self-care toolboxes when you need it, when you're going through challenges or difficulties. Let's get into some meditation, some yoga, some simple stretching exercises. Let's do those things. We have the tools to do it. You just need to go do it. Write it out, even if you don't journal. Jot it down what you need to do. Prioritize. Start with 1 or 2, maybe 3, and just work from there. If it doesn't get done that day, it's okay. We can do it tomorrow. Be appreciative of every day that you wake up. If you don't pray, I mean, that's okay. Whatever your go-to is, just get up and be thankful and appreciative that you did, because somebody unfortunately did not wake up. So it's just the small, simple things that we can do to get to the big things. So thank you guys. Thank you, ladies, again. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Stephanie, for tuning in. Again, to all the other listeners, the replay will be available shortly after. Have an amazing rest of the evening, or wherever you are at. Have a better tomorrow on purpose. I send out, good energy and good vibes. Know that 2019, you're going to be abundant and prosperous, and all of the amazing things that you want to have, you will have. Just know that you have to, put your faith into action, and you have to put your work into action. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Let me put in the shameless plug real quick. 2 things. Again, like my Aisha Speaks Jade page on Facebook and all the other social medias. Also know that tomorrow, Chit Chat Chew Show podcast will be on from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure, if you have not already liked Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC, that you get on and you like it, so that when we come on, you will be able to get on with us. Again, Chit Chat Chew Show podcast will be on tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're on another time zone, adjust your clock or watch accordingly. We will be speaking about Black History Month. So that should be that should be something fun and very informative. All right. Be good to yourself. And with that being said, Ashe and Namaste.